There are moments in life when the world seems to go quiet around you. Not the peaceful kind of quiet that invites sleep, but a profound, almost deafening silence that forces you to listen to what's truly within. It's in these moments that the most uncomfortable questions often surface. What if I spend my life alone? What if I never find my purpose, that one thing I'm meant to do? What happens if I get sick and there's no one to lean on, no one to care? What if I leave this world one day and my absence goes unnoticed? These aren't just fleeting thoughts. They are deep, existential echoes that many of us feel but rarely dare to speak aloud. While society constantly bombards us with images of partnership, career milestones, and endless social plans, it rarely prepares us for the raw, often isolating experience of being truly alone. No partner by your side, no clear career path, no immediate answers. Just you, standing at a crossroads in the quiet expanse of your own life, asking, is this truly my story, or have I somehow missed a page? The initial encounter with profound solitude can be terrifying. From the outside, it might appear idyllic. No arguments, no demands, no one else's chaos to contend with. But then, almost insidiously, this serene exterior begins to crack. The silence, once a quiet companion, transforms into a powerful mirror. It reflects back everything you've avoided, every unspoken fear, every unaddressed doubt. Suddenly, those nagging internal questions, once easily drowned out by daily distractions, become piercingly clear. What am I genuinely doing with my life? Am I moving forward or just drifting? Why do I feel so numb, so disconnected, even when everything appears fine on the surface? Am I simply wasting precious time, letting opportunities slip through my fingers? Why does it seem like everyone else is confidently forging ahead, building lives and futures, while I remain stuck, watching from the sidelines? And then there's the subtle, pervasive question about marriage itself. Are we seeking a partner for ourselves, for genuine connection and shared life, or are we, perhaps unconsciously, doing it to satisfy society's persistent whispers? Are these smiling couples we see truly happy, or are they playing a part, fulfilling an expectation? This question often sits heavy, especially when you feel the pressure to conform, to tick that box, regardless of what your own heart truly desires. You might try to escape these reflections. You scroll endlessly through social media feeds, hoping to lose yourself in someone else's highlight reel. You bury yourself in work, binge-watch shows, or sleep for hours, hoping to numb the internal chatter. But the relentless truth is, these questions don't dissipate. They persist, they deepen, and often, they begin to multiply, leading you further down a path of introspection you might not have chosen. There's a curriculum for life that society teaches us: go to school, get a job, find a partner, build a family. But there are crucial chapters missing from this conventional textbook, questions we're left to grapple with, completely unprepared. Consider these unspoken anxieties that gnaw at the edges of your mind. What if I never truly fall in love, never experience that deep, romantic connection everyone talks about? The fear isn't just about being single, it's about missing a fundamental human experience, a cornerstone of societal narratives. It's about feeling inherently incomplete in a world that valorizes partnership above all else. What if I genuinely don't desire kids or marriage? Does that make me an outlier, fundamentally strange, or selfish? The pressure to conform is immense. To choose a path less traveled, to consciously opt out of traditional milestones, often comes with an internal burden of judgment, as if your choices somehow diminish your worth or happiness. What if I lose my parents, my primary anchors, and suddenly find myself truly, irrevocably alone in the world? This is perhaps one of the most profound fears of adulthood. Our parents often represent our safety net, our foundational support. The thought of their absence, combined with a lack of a partner or family, can evoke an overwhelming sense of vulnerability and isolation. How will I survive financially without someone to share the burden, without a dual income, without that traditional support structure? Money is a constant stressor, and the idea of navigating economic challenges entirely on your own can feel paralyzing. It's not just about bills, it's about stability, security, and the ability to live comfortably without constant worry. What if I simply die in my sleep or become ill and no one finds me, no one even notices my absence for days or weeks? This is the ultimate fear of insignificance, of being utterly alone in your final moments. It speaks to a deep human need for connection, for someone to witness our existence, even at its very end. I know this fear intimately. Just recently, I experienced it firsthand, a painful reminder of how fragile our connections can feel. My aunt called, telling me to go to Osmania Hospital here in Hyderabad. My uncle had passed away, and when I arrived, I found him alone. No one else around. Even with family, with children. His death hit me like a shockwave. He was the one who taught me to study when I was small, a truly cherished person in my life. Seeing him there, alone in that moment, it shattered me into thousands of pieces. It was a raw, visceral confrontation with this very fear we carry. These questions aren't just fleeting worries that pop up on a bad day. They are persistent, haunting anxieties that can settle heavy on your chest, especially in the quiet hours of the night. No one warns you how profoundly these thoughts can weigh you down. No one tells you that being single, perhaps struggling to find your career footing, or feeling confused about your direction in your late 20s, 30s, or even 40s, can make you feel like you've failed before your life has truly even begun. This feeling of being behind can be one of the most debilitating aspects of modern solitude. Let me state this with absolute clarity, and let these words resonate deeply within you. You are not broken. You are not inherently weird or flawed. And you are certainly not too late or behind on some universal timeline. What you are experiencing, instead, is a profound and necessary awakening. You are waking up to the core of your own soul, to your deepest truths, to the authentic desires that have been buried under layers of expectation. You are waking up to the possibility of a life that does not, and perhaps cannot, follow anyone else's script but your own. And yes, this kind of awakening is inherently lonely. It's a solitary journey because it's about shedding old skins, dismantling limiting beliefs, and stepping into a version of yourself that is unique and uncompromised. This process will strip you down to your most vulnerable core. It will force you to question your fundamental worth, making you confront insecurities you didn't even know existed. It will often make you feel like a stranger in your own skin, navigating an unfamiliar inner landscape. But here's the sacred paradox. In this stripping away, in this profound solitude, something truly magical begins to unfold. This journey, however challenging, however isolating, will inevitably lead you back home. Not to a physical place, but to the most essential relationship you will ever have, the one with yourself. It leads you back to the one person who has been with you through every single moment, every joy, every heartbreak, every triumph, and every failure. You. This is where true healing and self-acceptance begin. Now, let's confront one of the most visceral and often unspoken fears when facing solitude. How can I possibly live alone, survive independently, if I have no money, or if my financial situation feels precarious? Because here's the undeniable truth: loneliness, stress, and anxiety are compounded exponentially when your most basic needs are unmet. When you're consumed by the relentless worry of making rent on time, of affording nutritious food, of facing unexpected medical bills, or simply wondering how long you can sustain your current lifestyle, the emotional burden becomes almost unbearable. It's not just about comfort, it's about dignity and stability. But let me tell you something absolutely sacred. Being broke or struggling financially is not synonymous with being broken as a human being. Yes, you may be experiencing significant financial struggles right now. Yes, it can feel profoundly humiliating to ask for help, to admit vulnerability, or to acknowledge your limitations. Yes, you are probably utterly exhausted from constantly explaining your situation, or worse, from enduring the silent judgment of a society that often equates net worth with self-worth. But understand this: you are unequivocally allowed to survive. You are allowed to prioritize your basic needs without shame, without guilt, and without needing to justify your existence or prove your worth to anyone. Your inherent value as a person is not, and never will be, tied to your bank account balance. So, what do you do in this financial wilderness? You learn to eat simply, resourcefully. This isn't about deprivation. It's about smart choices, batch cooking, and appreciating the sustenance you can afford. It's about reducing one layer of complex decision-making. You learn to live small, within your means. This might mean a smaller space, fewer material possessions, or finding joy in experiences rather than consumption. It's about recognizing needs versus wants and finding freedom in simplicity. You start wherever you can, however small the step. This could involve exploring online courses for new skills, even free ones. It could be taking on freelance gigs, no matter how minor, to build experience and a small income. It could be researching local community resources for support. The key is motion, not perfection. Crucially, you speak kindly to yourself, especially when no one else is speaking at all. Your internal dialogue becomes your most important companion. Replace self-criticism with encouragement, judgment with compassion. Celebrate every small victory, every act of resilience. Because understand this deeply, survival itself is not a failure. It is, in fact, the most fundamental and courageous act of the human spirit. It's not the end of your story. It is, in fact, the powerful, undeniable beginning of your comeback. It's the moment you choose to fight, to adapt, and to build, even when the ground beneath you feels unstable. And now, we arrive at the pivotal turning point, the practice that has the power to shift everything within you, especially when you find yourself utterly alone. This is about meditation. I know what you might be thinking. Meditation? Really? It sounds so cliché. I've heard people talk about being spiritual or Zen, but that's not me. And you're right. This isn't about adopting a new label or striving for some unattainable state of perfect calm. This is about something far more urgent and practical. It's about saving your own mind when no one else can. It's about finding an internal refuge when the external world feels overwhelming and unsupported. When you're alone, truly alone, meditation ceases to be an optional hobby and transforms into your most steadfast, reliable friend. It becomes the only space where the relentless, screaming cacophony of your anxious thoughts can begin to quiet. It becomes the only breath you take that isn't burdened by judgment, fear, or expectation. It becomes the only silence that doesn't pierce you with its emptiness, but instead gently holds you, cradles you, and offers a profound sense of peace. Let's try it right now. Just for a moment. Find a comfortable position. You don't need to be perfectly upright or in a specific pose. Just sit or even lie down, wherever you are. Now, gently close your eyes. Yes, right now. Just for these few moments. You don't have to do anything complicated. You don't have to clear your mind. You just need to be here. Just breathe. Let's take a few deep breaths together. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling your belly gently rise. Hold that breath for a moment. Now, exhale slowly and completely through your mouth, letting go of any tension. Again, inhale slowly and deeply, feeling yourself expand. Hold that breath. Exhale fully, releasing. One more time. Inhale, a breath of peace. Hold. Exhale, a sigh of release. You don't need to fix your entire life in this very moment. You don't need to solve all your problems right here, right now. You just need to simply be here. This breath. This present moment. This is your anchor. This is your point of stillness in a chaotic world. You are safe. You are seen. You are not alone because in this moment, you are profoundly and completely with yourself. This is the deepest form of companionship. Slowly open your eyes. And slowly, subtly, over days, over weeks, as you commit to this simple practice, meditation begins to unveil something truly unexpected. It starts to show you that you are fundamentally okay, even when your external life feels like it's in disarray. It reveals that you are incredibly strong, even when you feel utterly lost and vulnerable. Most importantly, it shows you that you already possess the answers you've been desperately searching for, not out there, in someone else's advice or opinion, but right here, deep within your own being. This inner wisdom becomes your most reliable guide. The fears will undoubtedly return. That insidious, undermining voice will try to creep back into your mind, whispering, "You're falling behind everyone else. you're not progressing. No one will ever truly love you for who you are. You're wasting your most precious years. Your life is slipping away. You'll never figure out what you're supposed to do, never find your path. When those voices, those familiar anxieties, begin to relentlessly attack you, arm yourself with this litany of truth. Say it back to yourself, not with anger, but with a quiet, resolute conviction. I may feel alone right now, but I am absolutely not lost. I am simply on a unique part of my journey. I may be struggling deeply and profoundly, but I am unequivocally not done. My story is still being written, and I am the author. I am currently in the sacred, messy process of becoming more authentic, more resilient, more truly myself. And this process, this profound transformation, takes precisely the time it needs. Let these words be your shield, your affirmation, and your reminder that your present state is temporary and your future is still being shaped by your courage and resilience. You are alone. You are healing. You are uncertain, yes, but you are also building. Here's how to strategically and lovingly build forward from this place, creating a life that feels authentic and deeply nourishing, even in solitude. 1. Begin each day with intentional silence, your inner anchor. Don't jump straight into the chaos of emails or social media. Commit to 10 to 15 minutes of intentional silence at the very start of your day. Just sit. Just breathe. It doesn't have to be formal meditation. It can simply be quiet contemplation. This precious window allows the residual chaos from your dreams and the anxieties about the day ahead to gently settle. It sets a peaceful, centered tone for the hours that follow, allowing you to respond to the day rather than react to it. This is your personal sacred space, a consistent anchor in an unpredictable world. 2. Give your day one undeniable direction, the power of single focus. Instead of overwhelming yourself with a long list of tasks or feeling paralyzed by grand, unattainable goals, choose just one single, clear direction for your day. This isn't about productivity for productivity's sake. It's about building momentum and a sense of accomplishment. That one direction could be, I will clean one small area. I will cook a simple, nourishing meal. I will apply to one job. I will spend 30 minutes creating something. I will prioritize mindful breathing today. When you narrow your focus to one tangible action, it reduces decision fatigue and allows you to experience the satisfaction of completion. That's enough. Every single one thing you complete builds confidence and propels you forward, one deliberate step at a time. 3. Create something, anything, your personal oxygen mask. The act of creation is not about fame or external validation. It's about internal liberation. Whether it's writing a single paragraph in a journal, humming a melody, sketching a simple doodle, filming a short video of your surroundings, painting abstract shapes, or simply recording your raw, unedited thoughts into a voice memo, the medium doesn't matter. The act of bringing something new into existence, however small, is a profound form of self-expression and emotional release. It's your personal oxygen mask when the world feels suffocating. It reminds you that you are a producer, not just a consumer of life. It's for your soul's breath. 4. Don't beg for love. Attract it through authentic energy, the magnetism of self-worth. This is a critical shift. When you spend your energy chasing after people, desperately seeking external validation or companionship to fill a void, you inadvertently push genuine connection away. Instead, focus on cultivating your own inner peace and self-worth. When you prioritize healing, self-discovery, and building a life that genuinely excites you, your energy shifts. You become magnetic. You begin to attract real love, be it platonic, familial, or romantic, the kind that respects your boundaries, celebrates your uniqueness, and doesn't require you to shrink or compromise who you are. This is about becoming the person you want to attract, rather than searching for them. 5. Trust your unique timing, your custom-designed blueprint. In a world that constantly bombards us with milestones and shoulds, it's easy to feel like your life is on the wrong track, or that you're running behind. But let this truth sink in. Your timeline is not broken. It is not flawed. In fact, it is custom-designed exclusively for you. Your unique story was never meant to look exactly like anyone else's. Your detours, your pauses, your moments of solitude, these are not errors. They are integral parts of your personal blueprint, shaping you, guiding you, and preparing you for what's truly meant for you. Embrace your own pace, trust your inner compass, and release the relentless pressure of external expectations. Your true path will unfold at precisely the right moment for you. There's a profound, often painful, truth that sits at the heart of transformation. Sometimes, the very life you meticulously planned, the future you so desperately envisioned, the comfort zone you clung to, it all has to fall apart. It has to crumble into dust, piece by painful piece, not as a punishment, but as a necessary clearing. It has to fall apart, so the life you were truly born for can finally begin to emerge. And perhaps, just perhaps, you are not alone because you are cursed or because you've done something wrong. Maybe, just maybe, you are experiencing this profound solitude because the universe, or your own higher self, needed your undivided attention. It needed you to quiet the external noise, to strip away the distractions, and to finally listen to the whisper of your own soul, guiding you toward your most authentic, most magnificent self. This solitude is not an ending. It is a powerful, sacred invitation. You are allowed to feel every emotion that rises within you. You can cry until there are no more tears. You can scream into the void until your voice is hoarse. You can allow yourself to feel the raw, aching depth of everything. But promise me one thing, and let this promise become your unwavering beacon. Don't give up. Not here. Not now. Not when you are so incredibly close to meeting the real you, the person you were always destined to become. Because the deepest truth is this, dear one. You are not alone in your journey. You are simply in that profound, transformative part of your story where everything goes quiet, so that the powerful, authentic voice of your soul can finally speak. And when it does, it will guide you home.